I am sitting in my lawyer's office right now, signing the final divorce papers. My hand is steady. No shaking. No tears. Just this weird sense of freedom washing over me. 7 years. That is how long I thought we had it all together. The house, the careers, the plans for kids. Then I found out my wife was sleeping with her coworker. Everything I believed in shattered in one moment. But here is the thing. Karma did its job and wrecked her life completely. And me, I made sure it got even worse. Let me take you back to where it all started to fall apart. Before we dive into this story, drop a comment and let me know where you are watching from. If you have ever dealt with betrayal or know someone who has hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Because what happened next, nobody saw coming, not even her. My name is Eduardo. I am 32 years old, and up until 6 months ago, I thought I had the perfect marriage. I work as a software engineer in Seattle. Good salary, stable job, the kind of career that lets you dream about the future. My wife Jessica, she was 30. Smart, beautiful, worked as a marketing manager at a fashion company downtown. We met at a mutual friend's barbecue 9 years ago. Sparks flew instantly. 2 years of dating then I proposed at our favorite Italian restaurant. She cried. I cried. Everyone cried. It felt like a movie. We got married in a small ceremony. Nothing fancy. Just close family and friends. Her parents loved me back then. Or at least I thought they did. We bought a house in the suburbs 3 years into the marriage. White picket fence, 2-car garage, the whole American dream package. We talked about kids constantly. Tried for a year, but nothing happened yet. The doctors said we were both healthy, just keep trying. So we did. We had rituals. Friday nights were movie nights. I would make popcorn, she would pick the film. Sunday mornings meant brunch at this little cafe near our place. Pancakes for her, omelet for me. Every single time. Last summer, we took a trip to Hawaii. Maui, specifically. We stayed at this resort, right on the beach. I remember watching her laugh as we tried to surf. She kept falling off the board, and every time she came up, she had this huge smile. That was the woman I fell in love with. The woman who found joy in everything. I worked hard for us. Overtime, weekend projects, whatever it took to keep us comfortable and save for our future. She always said she appreciated it. Cooked my favorite meals, kept the house perfect, supported my career moves. From the outside, we looked like the couple everyone wanted to be. Then, about 6 months before everything exploded, things started changing. Small stuff at first. Jessica began working late more often. 3, sometimes 4 nights a week, she would text me, saying she had to stay for a project deadline or a client meeting. I trusted her completely, so I never questioned it. Why would I? She had never given me a reason to doubt her. But then other things started happening. Her phone became this sacred object. She always kept it face down on the table, took it with her everywhere, even to the bathroom. When I asked about it casually, she laughed it off, said she was just being careful after hearing about phone thefts at her office. Her appearance changed too. Not in a bad way, just different. She started dressing more provocatively for work. Lower-cut blouses, tighter skirts, heels that made her legs look incredible. New perfume, expensive stuff I had never smelled before. Her makeup routine went from 10 minutes to 45. When I complimented her, she said she just wanted to feel confident at work. The company was competitive, she explained, and appearance mattered in fashion marketing. Made sense to me. I wanted her to feel good about herself. But our connection started fading. She stopped asking about my day. When I came home, she barely looked up from her phone. Our Friday movie nights became her scrolling through social media while I watched alone. Sunday brunches turned into her claiming she was too tired or had work to catch up on. Our intimate life disappeared almost completely. Once a week became once a month, then nothing. When I tried to initiate, she had headaches or was stressed from work. I felt rejected but told myself it was temporary. The company had a big campaign launching, she kept saying. Once it was over, things would go back to normal. I tried everything to reconnect. Did more housework so she could relax. Surprised her with flowers. Planned date nights. Nothing worked. She seemed distant, distracted, like her mind was always somewhere else. Somewhere I was not invited. My gut started screaming at me that something was wrong. That feeling you get deep in your stomach when you just know but you do not want to believe it. I pushed it down. Told myself I was being paranoid. She loved me. We had 7 years together. People do not just throw that away. One night she went to a team dinner. Said the whole marketing department was going out to celebrate closing a major client. She left at 7 in the evening looking stunning. Black dress, those heels, that perfume. She came home at 1 in the morning. I was still awake pretending to read. She stumbled in, clearly had been drinking. When she leaned down to kiss my cheek, I smelled it. Cologne. Men's cologne. Strong, fresh, all over her clothes. My heart stopped. I asked her about it calmly. She got defensive immediately. Snapped at me. Said I was being ridiculous, that her coworkers were guys. Of course there would be cologne. She accused me of not trusting her. Turned it around on me somehow. Made me feel like I was the bad guy for even noticing. I apologized. Can you believe that I apologized to her for questioning why she smelled like another man? I spent the next week beating myself up over being suspicious. Told myself I was a terrible husband for doubting her. Tried to push those thoughts away. But they would not leave. They haunted me every time she picked up her phone. Every time she said she was working late. Every time she came home smelling like someone else's life. Then came that Saturday morning. The morning that changed everything. Jessica said she was going to the gym. She left around 9. I was making coffee in the kitchen when I heard it. Her phone, still on the charging pad in our bedroom. She forgot it. The screen kept lighting up with notifications. Over and over. I walked to the bedroom, telling myself not to look. But the messages were right there on the lock screen. I did not even have to unlock it to see the preview. Cannot wait to see you today, baby. The contact name was just the letter D. My stomach dropped through the floor. I stood there staring at that phone for what felt like hours but was probably 30 seconds. My hands were shaking. Part of me wanted to put it down and walk away. Pretend I never saw it. But I knew if I did that, I would spend the rest of my life wondering. I needed to know. I punched in her password. She had given it to me years ago, when we still trusted each other completely. Never changed it. The phone unlocked. I opened her messaging app. Found the conversation with D. Scrolled to the top. 8 months of messages. 8 months. I felt sick as I read through them. The early messages were flirty. Compliments about her outfit. Inside jokes from the office. Then they got more intimate. Plans to meet for lunch. Then drinks after work. Then the messages turned explicit. Photos I never wanted to see. My wife, posed in ways she used to pose for me. Sent to someone else. Him sending photos back. Messages about hotel rooms. About how they could not keep their hands off each other. About how good it felt. How right it was. I kept scrolling. Found the name Derek. He worked with her. Joined her company 8 months ago as a senior marketing director. They called each other baby, darling, my love. Made plans for a future together. There were at least 15 different hotel receipts shared between them. Different places around Seattle. Some during her supposed late work nights. Some on weekends when she said she was at team-building events. I counted. At least 20 times. 20 times my wife had been with another man while I was home, waiting for her, trusting her, loving her. The worst part came when I found messages from 3 weeks ago. Jessica telling Derek she did not love me anymore. That she was just waiting for the right time to leave. That I was boring. Too focused on work. That Derek made her feel alive in ways I never could. He responded saying he loved her too, that he was ready to leave his situation for her. His situation. I scrolled more, found references to his life. He had a wife, 2 kids. He was married. They were both cheating. Both destroying families for this affair. My chest felt tight. I could not breathe properly. I sat on the edge of our bed, the bed we had picked out together 4 years ago, and read every single message, torturing myself with the details. She would text him good morning before she even got out of bed next to me. Text him good night after we said our good nights. Tell him she wished she was with him while I was in the next room. Every message was a knife. Every photo was poison. But I read them all. I needed to see the complete picture of what my marriage actually was. Jessica came home around 3 in the afternoon. She looked refreshed, happy, glowing, probably because she had just spent hours with him. I was sitting in the living room. Her phone was on the coffee table in front of me. When she walked in and saw the phone, her face went completely white. She knew. The color drained from her cheeks. Her mouth opened but no sound came out. I asked her one question, calm, cold. "Who is Derek?" She tried to lie at first, said he was just a coworker, a friend. I held up her phone and read one of the messages out loud, the explicit one where she told him exactly what she wanted to do to him. She broke down crying then. But instead of apologizing, instead of showing remorse, she started making excuses. Blamed me, said I was never home. That I worked too much. That I did not pay attention to her anymore. That Derek made her feel special, desired, wanted in ways I had stopped making her feel. I could not believe what I was hearing. I reminded her that I worked hard for us, for our future, for the house she loved, the vacations she wanted, the life we were building. Every overtime hour was for us, not just me. She shook her head, said I chose work over her, that she felt lonely, that Derek was there when I was not. She kept crying, saying it was a mistake, that she would end it with Derek, that we could fix this, go to counseling, start over. She loved me, she said. She did not want to lose me, but I was not done. I had dug deeper while she was gone, found more in her email and photo backups, screenshots of apartment listings. She and Derek had been looking at places to live together, found flight confirmations. They had booked a trip to Hawaii for next week, the same resort we went to for our honeymoon. They were going to our special place. I showed her everything I found. With each new piece of evidence, her story changed. First it was a mistake, then it was my fault, then it was just physical. Then she admitted feelings. She could not keep her lies straight. The final blow came when I called her parents. I had always had a good relationship with them, thought of them as my own family. I called her father, voice shaking, told him what I discovered. Expected shock, support, maybe outrage on my behalf. Instead, he got quiet. Then he said something that destroyed me even more. "We know Eduardo. Jessica told us about Derek 4 months ago." My heart stopped. They knew. Her mother got on the phone, said they supported their daughter's happiness. That I was too boring for her. Too focused on career. That Jessica deserved someone who paid attention to her. That Derek was successful, charming, better suited for their daughter. I could not speak. Her family, people I had shared holidays with, who I had helped move furniture, who I had taken care of when they were sick, they had known and encouraged this. They watched me show up to family dinners with flowers for Jessica, watched me talk about our future, our plans for children, and they knew the whole time she was destroying our marriage. They were okay with it, more than okay. They helped her plan her exit. That night, I packed a bag and moved to the guest room. Jessica tried to talk to me through the door, kept saying we could work it out, that she made a mistake but she chose me. I did not respond. I knew the truth. She did not choose me. She got caught. There is a difference. The next morning I called a lawyer, best divorce attorney in Seattle. Expensive, but I did not care anymore. I told him everything, showed him everything. He smiled, said I had a solid case for at-fault divorce. Washington State might be no fault typically, but adultery evidence this strong could work in my favor for asset division. The divorce process started immediately. My lawyer was thorough, aggressive, exactly what I needed. He subpoenaed Jessica's financial records, phone records, everything. What we found made the betrayal even worse. Jessica had been secretly opening credit cards using our joint income information. Running up debt, I knew nothing about. The total came to $35,000. Shopping sprees at expensive stores. Jewelry I had never seen her wear at home. Designer bags. Lingerie from boutiques. Fancy dinners at restaurants we never went to together. All of it for Derek, or for looking good for Derek. My lawyer collected every hotel receipt, every restaurant bill, every piece of digital evidence, text messages, emails, photos, location data from her phone, showing she was at Derek's apartment multiple times. We built a case so solid, there was no way she could deny anything. I filed for at-fault divorce citing adultery, demanded she take responsibility for the debt she accumulated, asked for her to get nothing from the house, which was in my name from before we married. No alimony since she had a good job, and our marriage was under 10 years. I wanted a clean break, and for her to face real consequences. Jessica panicked, hired her own lawyer, tried to negotiate. Said the debt was for us, for the household. Claimed she deserved half of everything because she supported my career. Her lawyer tried to paint her as the neglected wife who made poor choices because of loneliness. My lawyer destroyed those arguments with the evidence. 8 months of planning, explicit messages, stealing money, lying constantly. No judge would see her as a victim. While the legal process dragged on for 3 months, karma started doing its own work. And I watched it happen with satisfaction I did not know I could feel. First punch came from an unexpected direction. Derek's wife found out. Turns out, someone at their company had been suspicious and sent an anonymous tip with screenshots. Derek's wife was a corporate lawyer, successful, smart, and absolutely ruthless when betrayed. She filed for divorce immediately. But she also filed a lawsuit against Jessica for alienation of affection. In some states, you can sue the person who broke up your marriage. She sued Jessica for $50,000 in damages. Jessica came to me crying, asking for help with the lawsuit. Can you imagine? She wanted me, the husband she cheated on, to help her fight the lawsuit from the wife of the man she cheated with. I told her no, told her to deal with the consequences of her choices. She screamed at me, called me heartless, said I was vindictive. I stayed calm. Told her she made her bed now, she could lie in it, alone. The second punch came from their workplace. Turns out the company had strict policies about romantic relationships between employees, especially when one person supervised the other. Derek was technically Jessica's superior. The anonymous tipster also sent evidence to human resources. The company investigated, found proof they had been using company time and resources for their affair. Hotel rooms booked on company credit cards during supposed business trips. Both of them were fired within a week. Jessica lost her job. Her income, her reputation in the Seattle fashion industry is small, and gossip travels fast. No other marketing firm would touch her after word spread about why she was terminated. Third punch hit Derek hard, which indirectly hit Jessica. His wife took him to the cleaners in divorce court. She got full custody of their 2 kids. He had to pay enormous child support and spousal maintenance. The man went from comfortable to broke overnight. And suddenly Derek was not so interested in Jessica anymore. When she needed him most, when she was jobless and facing lawsuits and drowning in debt, he ghosted her, stopped returning calls, blocked her on everything. She came to my temporary apartment one night, pounding on the door, sobbing about how Derek abandoned her. How he promised they would be together, but now he wanted nothing to do with her. I looked at her through the door camera, did not even open it, just spoke through the intercom. Told her Derek showed his true character. He was a cheater and a liar. What did she expect? Loyalty. She chose him over 7 years of marriage, over a man who actually loved her, and he dumped her. The second things got hard. That was who she destroyed her life for. She kept crying, begging me to let her in, to talk, to consider reconciliation. Said she made a horrible mistake, and I was the only good man she ever had. I told her no. Some things cannot be fixed. Some betrayals are too deep. I told her to leave, or I would call the police for trespassing, but I was not done. Karma did a lot, but I wanted to make absolutely sure Jessica understood the full weight of her choices. I had been patient, documenting everything, waiting for the right moment. Now it came. My lawyer filed a restraining order when Jessica kept showing up at my place. Got it approved easily given her erratic behavior. That was my first calculated move. She could not contact me anymore without legal consequences. My second move was more thorough. I took the entire timeline I had built. Every message, every photo, every receipt, every lie, everything. I organized it into a clear, detailed document. Then I sent it places. First to her parents. The same parents who said I was boring and supported her affair. I wanted them to see exactly what their daughter did. Every explicit message. Every lie she told them about me, every dollar she stole, every moment she mocked me to her lover. They called me afterward. Her father tried to yell. I hung up. Her mother sent texts saying I was cruel. I blocked them. They made their choice. Now they could live with who their daughter really was. Next, I sent the package to our mutual friends. The whole circle. Let them know the truth about why the marriage ended. Not some vague "we grew apart" story Jessica was trying to spin. The real story. Screenshots, timelines, facts. Some friends took her side, said I was being vindictive by airing private matters. Those people were not my friends anyway. Real friends saw the betrayal for what it was, reached out to support me, told me they suspected something but did not know how to bring it up. I appreciated their honesty. Then I did something controversial. I wrote detailed accounts on divorce forums and infidelity support websites. did not use real names but included enough specific details that anyone who knew us would recognize the story. I wanted the truth out there, wanted other people who might be going through similar situations to know they were not alone, wanted to warn people about the signs I missed. The posts went viral in those communities. Thousands of comments, people sharing their own stories, people thanking me for being honest. Some criticized me for being too harsh. I did not care about their opinions. My final calculated move involved the house. The house we lived in together was mine. I bought it 2 years before we got married. My name only on the deed. My mortgage. In the divorce, Jessica tried to claim she deserved half because she contributed to household expenses. My lawyer proved she actually contributed almost nothing after the affair started. All her money went to debt and Derek. The judge agreed. House stayed mine. I put it on the market immediately. Sold it in 2 weeks. Seattle real estate market was hot. Made a decent profit. Took that money and moved to a new apartment downtown. Nicer place. Better view. Clean slate with no memories of her. Jessica got nothing. No house. No savings. No support. Just debt lawsuits, no job, and a destroyed reputation. Her family cut off financial support once they realized how deep her lies went. Friends distanced themselves. Derek married someone else within 6 months, some woman he met at his new job. Jessica was completely alone, facing consequences on every front. And I made sure those consequences stuck. Every time she tried to reach out through a new number or email, I documented it for the restraining order. Every time she tried to spread lies about me being abusive or controlling, I had evidence to counter it. She could not escape the truth. 6 months after the divorce was finalized, I found myself in a completely different place, mentally and emotionally. The first few weeks after everything exploded were brutal. I was angry, hurt, betrayed, in ways I did not know were possible. Some nights I could not sleep. Other nights I slept too much, not wanting to face reality. I stopped eating properly. Lost 15 pounds. My work performance suffered. My boss noticed and called me into his office. I expected to be reprimanded. Instead, he told me to take 2 weeks off, paid leave, said I clearly needed time to sort out my personal life. I used that time to start therapy. Found a counselor who specialized in betrayal trauma. At first, I resisted the idea. Thought therapy was for people who could not handle their problems. But I was drowning and needed help. My therapist helped me understand that what I experienced was not just a breakup. It was a systematic destruction of trust, a betrayal that cut to my core identity. She helped me process the anger without letting it consume me. Taught me that healing was not about forgetting or forgiving quickly. It was about acknowledging the pain, understanding it, and slowly building myself back up. Therapy changed everything. I learned that Jessica's choices were about her character, not my worth. I was a good husband. I worked hard, loved deeply, stayed faithful. Her decision to cheat reflected her weaknesses, her inability to communicate her selfishness. Not my inadequacy. That realization freed something in me. I stopped blaming myself for missing signs or not being enough. I started recognizing that some people are just broken in ways you cannot fix. I threw myself back into work with new energy. Got promoted to senior software engineer 4 months after the divorce. The promotion came with a significant raise and better projects. My boss told me he saw a new focus in me, a drive that was not there before. He was right. I had something to prove, not to Jessica or anyone else. To myself, that I could rebuild, that I could succeed, that I could be happy without her. I joined a gym near my new apartment. Started working out 5 days a week, not to look good for anyone else. For me, to feel strong again, to reclaim my body and health. I got into the best shape of my life, built muscle, ran my first half marathon. The physical transformation matched my mental one. I felt powerful, in control, alive in ways I had forgotten during those last months of my marriage when I was just surviving. Reconnected with friends I had neglected. My college buddies who I barely saw because Jessica did not like them. Turns out she did not like them because they saw through her fake sweetness. They welcomed me back immediately. We started doing game nights every Friday, went hiking on weekends, took a guy's trip to Las Vegas for my 33rd birthday. I laughed more in those months than I had in years. Real laughter, not the polite kind you do to keep peace in a dying marriage. I started traveling, alone, something I had never done before. First trip was to Japan, 2 weeks exploring Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka. I ate incredible food, saw ancient temples, met interesting people from all over the world, learned to enjoy my own company. Second trip was New Zealand. Bungee jumped, hiked glaciers, saw landscapes that made me feel small and alive simultaneously. Third trip was Iceland. Northern lights, hot springs, volcanic beaches. Each trip taught me something new about myself. That I was adventurous. That I liked trying new things. That I did not need someone else to experience joy. After 8 months of healing, I decided to try dating again. Not seriously, just casually. See what was out there. Joined a few apps, went on some dates. Most were forgettable, a few were disasters, but I was not looking for perfection, just connection. Someone genuine. Then I met Amanda at a bookstore. Not on an app, just real life. She was browsing the science fiction section. I made a comment about the book she was holding. We talked for an hour. She was a third-grade teacher, kind eyes, genuine smile, no games, no manipulation, just honest conversation. We went for coffee the next week, then dinner, then a walk around the city. Everything felt natural, easy. She knew about my divorce early on. I was honest about what I had been through. She appreciated the transparency. Shared her own story about a bad breakup years ago. We took things slow. No rush. No pressure. Just two people getting to know each other. Amanda reminded me that good people exist. That not everyone lies. That trust could be rebuilt with the right person. I am not saying I am in love again, or that everything is perfect. But I am happy. Genuinely happy. I wake up in my apartment, look at the city view, and feel grateful. Grateful I got out. Grateful I stood up for myself. Grateful karma did its work. Grateful I helped karma along. People ask me sometimes if I went too far, if I was too harsh on Jessica, if exposing her so thoroughly was necessary. My answer is always the same. No, I did not go too far. I protected myself, protected my future, protected my dignity. She made choices that destroyed our marriage, stole from me, lied to me daily for 8 months. She was planning to leave me for another married man. She showed no remorse until she faced consequences. Even then, she only came back because Derek abandoned her and she needed financial security. I did not destroy Jessica. She destroyed herself. I just made sure the truth was visible. Made sure she could not manipulate the narrative or play victim. Made sure she understood that actions have consequences. Real consequences. Not just karma working mysteriously in the background. Sometimes karma needs documentation, needs evidence, needs someone to make sure justice actually happens. Jessica is still in Seattle. Last I heard through mutual acquaintances, she works retail now. Lives with a roommate in a small apartment across town. Still paying off debt. Still dealing with the lawsuit Derek's ex-wife filed. Still trying to rebuild a reputation that is permanently damaged. She has not found anyone new. Most men run when they hear her story. The ones who stay do not stick around long once they see her true character. Her parents rarely talk to her after realizing how extensively she lied to everyone, including them. She chose poorly. She suffers appropriately. Meanwhile, I am thriving. Better job, better health, better friends, better mindset, new relationship that might become something beautiful. Clean conscience because I know I did nothing wrong. Not during the marriage, not after. I was faithful, hardworking, honest, and kind. When betrayed, I responded with intelligence and self-protection. That is not revenge. That is survival. That is refusing to be a doormat. That is making sure the person who hurt you does not get to walk away unscathed while you suffer in silence. The best part is how I sleep now. Peacefully. No nightmares about finding those messages. No anxiety about what she is doing or who she is with. No regret about the years I gave her. Those years taught me what I do not want, what I will not tolerate, what I deserve. They taught me to trust my instincts, to speak up when something feels wrong, to document everything, to protect myself legally and financially, to never let someone make me feel guilty for their betrayal. Some people believe in turning the other cheek, in taking the high road, in quietly moving on without making waves. That works for them, but it did not work for me. I needed vindication, needed validation that what happened to me was wrong, needed to ensure she faced real consequences beyond just losing me. Because losing me was not enough punishment for 8 months of calculated betrayal, for stealing money, for planning a future with someone else while sleeping in my bed, for making me doubt myself, for wasting years of my life. She needed to lose more, and she did. I learned that protecting yourself is not the same as being vengeful, that demanding accountability is not petty, that exposing the truth is not cruel, that standing up for yourself when someone tries to destroy you is not wrong. Society tries to tell betrayed spouses to be quiet, to handle things privately, to not embarrass the cheater. Why? Why should I protect her reputation when she destroyed my trust? Why should I stay silent when she stole from me? Why should I make her life easier after she made mine hell? I refused to follow those unwritten rules. I made noise. I told the truth. I made sure everyone knew exactly who Jessica was. And I would do it again. If you are going through something similar right now, here is my advice. Document everything. Every message, every call, every suspicious moment. Get a good lawyer immediately. Protect your finances. Do not let emotions cloud your judgment when making legal decisions. Tell the truth to people who matter. Do not let the cheater control the narrative. Stand up for yourself even when people call you vindictive. Your mental health and future are worth more than their comfort. And remember, karma is real. But sometimes karma needs a little help. Sometimes you need to be the instrument of consequences. The truth is, betrayal changes you. It marks you. But it does not have to destroy you. You can choose to let it make you bitter or better. I chose better. I chose to learn, to grow, to become stronger and smarter, to never again ignore red flags, to value myself enough to walk away from anyone who does not treat me with respect, to understand that being alone is infinitely better than being with someone who lies to your face daily. Jessica wrecked her own life through her choices. Karma just made sure those choices caught up with her. And I made sure karma got a strong assist. No regrets, no guilt, no second thoughts. Just peace knowing I handled everything exactly right. I did not stoop to illegal actions, did not harass her, did not physically confront Derek. I used truth evidence and legal systems. I played by the rules. I just played to win. In the end, the best revenge is not getting even. It is living well while they deal with the consequences of their own choices. It is waking up happy while they wake up with regret. It is building a beautiful future while they struggle through the rubble of the past they created. It is knowing you did everything right and they threw it away for something that turned to ashes in their hand. So let me ask you this. Have you ever dealt with betrayal like this? How did you handle it? Did you take the high road or make sure consequences stuck? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I would love to hear your stories. And if this resonated with you, if you understand what I went through, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel because I will keep sharing real stories about real situations. Share this with anyone who needs to hear that it is okay to stand up for yourself, that it is okay to demand accountability, that surviving betrayal is possible. Thank you for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone out there who is going through their own nightmare. Stay strong, protect yourself, and remember, you deserve better than someone who lies to you. Always. Take care.